Hello everybody and welcome back to a new series. Today we're going to try something a bit different. We're going to try and fully realistically rebuild Manchester United. So what do I mean by realistically? Well, basically every single decision we make, selling players, buying players, changing formations, doing youth academy scouts, whatever we do, we're going to try and justify it in a realistic way. You can see we've already started off by getting rid of Cristiano Ronaldo. I can't remember where we put him. I think we put him at Sporting Lisbon because we think that's probably the most realistic place for him to head. So of course we do need to replace him, but first let's have a look about what transfer budget we're going to give ourselves in a realistic way. So heading over to the transfer page, we can see that we have 208 million in our starting budget, but we're taking off the 195 they've already spent this summer. So this gives us 13 million pounds left over in our transfer budget. You might think that's not enough really to rebuild a club, but we're also going to add on the wage that Ronaldo would have earned. That's an extra 27 million pounds. If you're good at maths, you might have figured out that gives us 40 million pounds to spend in season 1, plus whatever we can get from selling players. So let's have a look at some realistic options that we can have to strengthen our squad. The first one is Memphis Depay. Not only would he be realistically cheap for Manchester United to buy in real life, but of course he did used to play for the Red Devils. Another option could be Ivan Toney from Brentford. Of course, he's in a bit of trouble at the minute for match betting, but he would be a solid, nice target man backup option before we could develop or bring in a bigger name in the summer. And the third and final option could be Cody Gakpo, the PSV winger who can really play striker as he has been doing at the World Cup. He's been in lethal form in real life, so he could be a solid option, as well as being Dutch and having a lot of potential. He does seem to fit in with what Ten Hag likes at Manchester United. But with all three of them costing over £40 million, we did need to sell a player first, and thankfully for us, Lyon decided to bid big for Anthony Martial. So we fully accepted that deal. That's a great deal, £28 million for a player that we're never going to use. We're going to go and spend as much of that money as we need on someone like a Gakpo, and that's going to sort us out for a couple more seasons. In fact, that was exactly what we would do next. The same day that Martial walked out the door, we agreed a £53 million deal to bring Cody Gakpo into the team. It would take him about 6 weeks to retrain as a centre forward where we would be playing him, and then probably about another year to be fully confirmed as a striker. But he was going to be playing there basically every single game for us nonetheless. He's tall, he can finish, and he's strong. As well as being quite fast, he's the exact player that we need up front for Manchester United. Only a few minutes later, we would get a really good offer for Anthony Elanga, 1 year loan to Roma to play with Jose Mourinho. What is not to like with that deal? So, after the arrival of Gakpo, we had now spent 53 of our £68 million. This left us with a budget of just 15 million left to strengthen the rest of the squad. We did need to get a few more transfer bids in, and we actually got a really nice one in for Wan-Bissaka. £27.5 million means we will now be looking for a new right back. We did have 3 different choices. The first one was Pedro Porro. He's a decently rated player who plays for Sporting Lisbon. He can't actually play as right back, but he is a right wing back, so I think he can adapt, and he would be a solid choice going forwards. The second choice we had was Jeremy Frimpong, currently playing for Bayer Leverkusen. This guy used to play in Britain for Celtic in Scotland. And finally, there was Matty Cash, who's now Polish, but he knows the Premier League. He's got a bit more potential, he's young, and he can get up and down the field. Something very similar to Luke Shaw on the other side of the pitch. After Wan-Bissaka had left, that meant we got another £27 million into our transfer budget. Adding on the other 15 million we had left over, we now had £42 million to go out and buy the best right back we could find. With a fairly inexperienced in the Premier League backline, we went for Matty Cash, who's now played over 100 matches in the league. He's good again forwards, as we mentioned. He's got really high stamina stats, he's got good pace, he can defend, he can cross, he can get forward, and he's a Polish international. So he's all around exactly what we need in our defence. Hopefully he can save us some points, and hopefully he can win us some goals as well at the other end. All of a sudden though, it was time for our first game in the Premier League. Matty Cash wasn't actually going to be involved. He was only going to be on the bench, and we had a decent lineup. We were playing Sancho through the middle with Rashford and Anthony on the wings. We had Casemiro and Bruno Fernandes playing as the 2 pivots in midfield. We had Shaw, Martinez, Varane and Dalot in defence. And finally we had David De Gea in goal. The hype was building all around Manchester. I know all the fans were willing to see how this small rebuild was going to take shape, and I know we're excited to start this game. We're going to live commentate our first ever match on FIFA, so let's begin. Right, let's kick off our first game of the season. I like the team we've got out. It's going all right. Got some good players, some good dribblers, some good players on the ball. Defense looking solid already. Luke Shaw with a nice little interception. Probably shouldn't be playing long ball to Anthony, but yeah, let's see how this game goes. First touch now for Mr. Gakpo already. Oh, Anthony feeling nice on the ball. Casemiro, got Bruno playing as a defensive midfielder. Not too sure about that one. But we don't really have too many other options. Good bit of dribble from Dallo already. Sancho, man, we just got to the edge of the box and couldn't really do anything about it. Good interception from Casemiro right there. Can't really do anything with it though. Bruno winning it back for us high up the pitch. Anthony's through, come on, run onto it, hit it. Across the goal, that is terrible. Not a good finish, but at least we produced a nice early chance already. We keep doing that, we're going to score a goal, aren't we? Oh, Anthony just destroyed his man there. We got a nice attack. Plays it through to Sancho. Back to Anthony, no? Oh, man, I think that was Bruno getting into the box. Yeah, Captain Bruno. Some good early chances already, and I think that's Hasenhüttl. He's not looking too pleased. Bruno wins it on the edge of the box again. Can he get into space? Gets the shot off. It's straight at the goalkeeper, unfortunately. Oh no, some good passing from Southampton. They found the overlap. What a save from De Gea. And they've given a foul to De Gea. Oh my god, I thought that was a penalty for a second. Right, it's about to turn half time, but I think Anthony's going to have one last attack. He plays it through to Gakpo. Gakpo's in the box. He shoots it straight at the goalkeeper. But we're going to have a corner, and we know we're pretty good at corners, even if we are still getting the tutorials all these weeks later. Get it in the box. Martinez isn't going to get to that, is he? And that's half time. A decent first half, though. We had some good chances. Anthony's being probably the main difference for us so far. But yeah, you can see the XG there. We're slightly ahead. We've had 4 times more shots. It's not going too badly, the first game of our season. So let's kick off the second half and hopefully we can get a winner in this half. Gakpo's fed Anthony again. Anthony's into the box. He goes selfish and it was the right decision. He puts us 1-0 up. It's his debut, of course, remember, after joining from Holland this summer. And what a start it's been. He's had a couple of good chances. He's just totally outpaced his defender there. He's cut inside and he's powered it in the far corner. Good stuff from Anthony. 1-0 to Manchester United. Rashford winning the ball high up the pitch. I don't know if Gakpo is going to be able to get on the end of a cross. We can't even get the cross in the first place, but decent run from Rashford still. Bruno and Sancho linking it well. Gakpo's done some tricks. Gets the ball out to Anthony. Sees Bruno. Can Bruno get there? No. Luke Shaw's going to hit it though. He's going so wide. We got a third chance. This one fell to Rashford and it was just a bad cross. But again, another dangerous attack from United. And maybe Gakpo could have run through himself rather than trying to play in Anthony. Shaw's out of position here. They've cut it in the gap where he was. And they hit the crossbar. That could have been a goal. It could have been the equaliser, but somehow we're still ahead. And, I think it's time for us to make some changes of our own. Hold up play there from Rashford. He's got the strength. Can he find Gakpo? The gap was there. The pass wasn't quite good enough, though, unfortunately for us. Right, he's been already subbed off, but Rashford, he's got one last attack while he's going to be on the pitch. They've already agreed to sub him off. Finds Gakpo. Gakpo. Again, he's got another chance. He's hit it straight at the goalkeeper. That was really tough, but nice job getting on the ball and holding off the defender. But we've got another chance right now. He's offside. He was going to play through Gakpo there. That would have been a nice 2-0, I think. But here's the triple substitution. Sancho, Rashford and Shaw for Eriksen, Garnacho and Malacia. Hopefully a bit more pace, a bit more creativity from Eriksen, and we'll see how this goes for the last 10 minutes. Good bit of play there between Garnacho and Gakpo, but he couldn't quite get around the last defender. Otherwise, Garnacho was going straight in just like a couple of minutes after coming on as a sub. Southampton attacking, and they've just ran straight off the pitch. They've not really been that good today, to be honest. It's been all Manchester United, as I'm sure you've seen from our attacks. See if Garnacho can start something here. Can he beat his man? No, not quite this time. Walker Peters is a decent defender. He's going to need to do better than that. But we will get a chance right now. Has Eriksen got the determination? He has. He tries to serve Gakpo, and it's a goal on his debut. The fans love him already. They think he's the new Ruud van Nistelrooy, but maybe with a little bit more pace and not quite as good in the box. But there's a Dutch striker scoring for Manchester United yet again. Can't remember how many they've had in the past. Van Nistelrooy, they've had Van Persie, Depay, of course, as we mentioned earlier. But Gakpo is the latest Dutch striker to score for Manchester United. 2-0 in the first game of the season. Things looking really good for Ten Hag and his new rebuilt Manchester United. They've got more players. They've got Garnacho coming off the bench. Look at the difference he's made. He's nearly got himself a goal there by working hard. But that's it. The referee's going to blow for the end of the match. 2-0 to Manchester United, and you have to say they fully deserve it. Good performance from pretty much every single player. You know, it's going to be tough to pick the team for the next match. But 2-0 to Manchester United with an expected goals of 2.2. But anyway, apologies for the short episode, but that's all we have time for today. We'll try and get more matches in every single other episode. We're going to try and get at least 3 or 4 in every single episode, and I'm going to try and get them all out every single day for this week. So thank you all for watching. Subscribe to this channel and of course my main channel if you like FIFA Career Mode, and I'll see you soon for another video. Thank you and goodbye.